Hey, when you need momentum change, when you need a big play, when you need to get the ball back and take over the game, the guy you give the ball to is Emmitt Smith behind that dominant big offensive line.
Michael Irvin had a great day. Scored the first 2 touchdowns on passes from Aikman. You can give him the most valuable player award as well.
And how about Troy Aikman and how he moved this team and threw that ball?
How about the offensive line?
And how about Barry Switzer and the abuse that he takes when they lose? And that's what I say. If you're going to criticize them when he loses, somewhere you have to give them credit when they win. Jerry Jones, the same thing. The job that he's done and building this thing, and how they get all the negative things and then they put it all together. And as Troy Aikman said, he said, we overcame a lot more this year than we should have.
Remember the assistant coach of the wide receivers, Gil Haskell of the Packers, who was injured after he hit the back of his head earlier, was taken to Baylor Hospital in an ambulance. We don't have any more information, but certainly we would wish Gil the very best. Barry Switzer, he won championships in college. Now he's won the NFC championship in the pros. Brett Favre throws it to Brooks. And Dallas will take over.
And they can start their celebration. And the good thing about the Super Bowl is you have 2 weeks. Reggie White is saying, no, I don't want any of this.
Get that camera off me.
A warrior. That's the thing about this. You come into a championship game today. There were 4 teams this morning alive. This afternoon now, there's just 2, and they'll go to the Super Bowl. 2 weeks from now, there'll just be 1, and they'll be the world champion.
Pittsburgh and Dallas. They have had some classic matchups. Remember Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, when they were matched down in the Orange Bowl in Miami. This is the 8th appearance for Dallas. They won 4, they lost 3. They won under Landry, they won under Jimmy Johnson. Now they have a chance under Barry Switzer. Aikman just kneeled.
Again, I think this entire Cowboy organization, Jerry Jones, the job he's done, always enjoyable. Rich Dalrymple and how he always helps out with everyone, and his coaching staff and the changes and the players hang together.
There's a guy who really rose to the occasion. He was suspended in the middle of the year, Leon Lett, and since he came back,
it's been a long time since we've seen those smiles.
Yes, it has. Local media scrutinizes this team like no other, and they get on them when they don't smile. They get after them when they don't talk.
They get after them when they go for it on 4th down.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, winning is a great deodorant, and it's all been a race today.
Dallas Cowboys, the NFC champion. And they go to the Super Bowl to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, to whom we congratulate. Reggie White still on the bench.
Oh, to the Super Bowl. That's
What a day he had. So for John Madden, Matt Millen, and Pam Oliver, I'm Pat Summerall at Texas Stadium, where the final score was the Cowboys 38, Green Bay 27. Be sure to stay tuned for the postgame report with James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Jimmy Johnson. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.
Ford Credit and Ford Division announced the Great Percent Event, reducing interest rates to just 4.8% APR for 48 months. Or choose $600 cash back on a purchase or a red carpet lease. It's your choice on 10 of America's most popular 96 Ford cars and trucks.
100 collect?
Good. The word's out on the street.
Phone patrol.
Pizza with everything. You know, onions, red peppers.
Hope you got that heartburn prescription handy.
Zantac?
Yeah.
Not today.
No?
For my occasional heartburn and acid indigestion. My doctor says I could try Pepsid AC.
And
Love big games. None shone brighter than Emmitt Smith. 3 touchdowns on the day here. Added to that 150-yard effort, and the Cowboys, relying on the big guns, go on to knock off the Green Bay Packers 38-27 to advance to their 8th Super Bowl appearance. And welcome to the Fox Postgame Show, along with Jimmy Johnson and Howie Long. I'm James Brown. A program reminder for you that coming up following this postgame show, it'll be Space Above and Beyond, followed by The Simpsons, Martin, Married with Children, and Ned and Stacy. All of that coming your way in its entirety, except on the West Coast. And right now, we've got some championship proceedings taking place down on the field. Let's go down field side and join Terry Bradshaw.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to present the George S. Hallis Trophy, symbolic of the National Football Conference champions, to owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, co-captains today, Leroy Jordan and Bullet Bob Hayes, the George S. Hallis Trophy.
Great. I know Coach Hallis had this Dallas Cowboy team in mind. That offensive line, Aikman, Emmitt Smith. I want to congratulate the Green Bay Packers. Boy, you got an outstanding team, Green Bay fans, and we really all are proud of what you've done. In FC, we're going to do the best to represent you. Great to be here at Texas Stadium in Irving. It's great for our fans to see this.
Jerry, let me ask you one question. The last really, truly great Super Bowl played was between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. You have an opportunity to go back, and if you win, you would won your 3rd Super Bowl in the last 4 years. If you win, it would be your 5th, tying the San Francisco 49ers.
You said it the best, Terry. They're not mine. If we get 3, they're this team's. They're Aikman's and Emmitt's and Eric Williams. That's who's winning these Super Bowls. And Coach Landry and Leroy Jordan, Bob Hayes, that's who's winning the bowl.
Okay, let me bring you Coach Barry. Come here. I mean, this has been a heck of a year. Controversy surrounding up and down. Is there some sense, do you feel as though there's some vindication now for Barry Switzer, the head coach of the Cowboys?
I never want that. I've never looked for that, Terry. All I want is something has happened today for this football team. It's a beautiful football team, and a lot of great young men, and a lot of character. Outstanding coaching staff. Those guys worked their rear end off. I'm so proud of what they've done along this long trip. And I've never been to the big one. They told me it's a lot of fun. We got something else to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, your first game that you coached here as the head coach of the Cowboys was up against the Steelers. What do you recall about that contest?
Well, I recall Charles Haley played and had 4 sacks, so I'm looking forward to Charles being back with his teammates.
Okay, let me have, where's Troy and Emmett? Troy, where's Michael? Come here. Michael. Tough game today. Big play. Stars, as John Madden said earlier, stars have to play like stars in these games. And Michael and Emmett and Troy, today you guys played like the stars you are.
Yeah, I tell you what, Terry. Not only did the players play big, but man, if you was here, you felt the electricity in the air. And all of the fans, they played big. We're going home, Terry, and I want to say this now. Don't nobody deserve it more than our head coach, Barry Switzer. He take all the shit. He take all the maligning. Give him his due. We going home.
Troy. Yeah, let Troy hold it. This game have a special meaning for you now going back to the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't think there's any question. You know, we were fortunate enough to go to consecutive Super Bowls a couple of years ago, and this year was a tough year and a trying year for all of us, and a lot of people didn't expect us to get this far. I think it says a lot for the leadership of the players within this team and this team hanging together throughout the year, because that's what we did.
What about Pittsburgh, Troy? Different type of approach for them?
I'm not worried about Pittsburgh right now. I'm just going to savor this moment while I can.
Okay, good. Emmett. Over 150 yards rushing. 3 touchdowns. How difficult is it week in and week out knowing that you're the focus of every defense for you to continuously raise it up another level, especially in today's game?
Well, it's very difficult to know that you're going to go out and defenses are basically designed to shut down the run. But I tell you, one thing I enjoy doing is accepting a challenge. And Green Bay came out and definitely gave us a challenge today. I want to thank God Almighty for giving me the opportunity to play here today and do the things that I was able to do. He's the man, and he is allowing us to go back to our third one in 4 years, and I just got to keep praising God for that opportunity.
Dion.
Yeah. Hey.
The difference.
What difference have you made to this football team? Larry Brown getting the interceptions, but
that was
Sanders.
one of the biggest plays of the game. Hey, I'm so happy to be here, and this atmosphere is unbelievable. Fans, I love you to death. You treat me good. It don't stop. Hey, this team is unbelievable, man, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Dion, how encouraging is it to sit on the sideline and the Dallas offense has the ball on the 1 foot line and they drive 99 yards?
Man, those guys are unbelievable, man. The big three, the offensive line parlay back here. You can't stop those dudes, man. We are going to Phoenix to handle our business. So, and fans, pack your bags because we finna bring it back home to you, baby. Yeah.
All right, Nate. Crazy. Hold it up, Nate. Hold it high. Week in and week out, you guys are asked to do an awful lot, but today was no exception. This offensive line just really, they had a struggle early. Second half, though, you dominated in the second half.
Oh, yeah. Our coach just told us keep our head up, put our hands in the middle, and the low man win. We had the leverage, and we won. It was an ugly game, but our fans electrified us, and we're so happy to be in this position.
Barry Switzer get you guys fired up at halftime?
No, he didn't get us fired up. He got us ready to kick some ass, baby.
All right. Well, I'm not going to kick anything. I'm going to throw this back upstairs to James Brown. James, take it away.
All right, Terry, and we will receive it very politely up here. We are still in family time on prime
Sister
time.
Mary Margaret Cribbin is just wincing back at Villanova.
As well as some of the ethics people right now. Hey, let's give credit where credit is due. Terry talked with Barry Switzer, and indeed he has been up under an awful lot of criticism, much of it deservedly so. But, Jimmy, because of the big shoes and the standards that you sat here and left for him to fill, that was a reason for it, but give him his due.
Well, without question, Barry Switzer went through some hard times through the year, but, a lot of coaches would have become, would have been unraveled in some of those tough times. But he did pull it back together. The players played, and they played as well today as they have played all year long, and they're getting better. The superstars came to play.
Okay, we're going to pick this game apart in a bit here, but Howie, you said again during the pregame show that offensive line.
Yeah, I'm glad they pulled one of those guys up on the stage, Jimmy, right. Because these guys are the guys that drive the bus, as John Madden would say. These are the guys that wear people down, and as Terry pointed out down there on the podium, it wasn't the first half, it wasn't the third quarter, it was the fourth quarter when you saw those holes starting to open up and the will to compete start to be challenged. It's very difficult when the onslaught's coming at you in multiple punches. The body, you kill the body, the head dies, and the body was definitely under attack in the first three quarters.
No doubt about that, and we will pick this game apart a bit more, as I indicated. Howie talked about that offensive line. Well, one of the guys who benefited from that huge offensive line, as he has throughout his career, that's right, Emmitt Smith, 150 yards on a day, 3 touchdowns. This was the third of those touchdowns as the Cowboys advanced to their 8th appearance in the Super Bowl. Back with more in a moment. Back here at Texas Stadium, again, the final, the Dallas Cowboys impressively over the Green Bay Packers, 38-27. And once again, Jimmy Johnson, Howie Long, Terry Bradshaw, you didn't move that fast in your playing days. Back here up on the set, and yours truly, James Brown. We will get to Terry in just a second as he collects his breath. But again, a program reminder coming your way after the post-game show. It'll be Space, Above and Beyond, The Simpsons, Martin, Married with Children, and Ned and Stacy. That's the lineup coming your way after this post-game show. Folks, this is the Super Bowl matchup. The game, it'll be Dallas and Pittsburgh, as you see here. And right now, we've got the first preview look up at that match.
Check it out!
It's a heated rivalry filled with unforgettable plays as the Cowboys and Steelers meet in the Super Bowl for the third time. 20 years ago, it was a Pittsburgh victory and a swan song as Lynn's grace helped ease Bradshaw's pain. 3 years later, a Hollywood shuffle helped Dallas to an early lead, but Terry threw 4 touchdowns as the Steelers won their 3rd Lombardi trophy. This year, Pittsburgh's success has not come without adversity. With the loss of Rod Woodson for the season and quarterback Neil O'Donnell for 4 games, the Steelers got off to a 3-4 start. But Pittsburgh rallied behind the AFC's second-ranked defense, evoking memories of the Steel Curtain. This unit, led by Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green, is tenacious and punishing. What is somewhat surprising, though, is their offensive firepower, as O'Donnell led the Steelers to the highest point total in the AFC. Eric Pegram carried the load during the season, while Bam Morris has had a playoff resurrection. And once conservative, the Pittsburgh O has added flash with the versatile Cordell Stewart. Last season's disappointment in the AFC Championship game has been erased with this season's triumphs, as the Steelers are now poised for their 5th championship that would tie them with the 49ers for the most titles in NFL history. But the Cowboys have plenty of experience of their own, as they'll make their 3rd Super Bowl appearance in the past 4 years. And like the Steelers, the boys are in position for their 5th Super Bowl title in franchise history. The boys have also been fighting to overcome last year's championship disappointment. Now, with an impressive offensive arsenal leading the charge, the Cowboys will attack on the ground and through the air. On the ground, say no more than Emmitt Smith. With 25 TDs, he set an NFL record this season. Troy Aikman was the NFC's 2nd-ranked passer, and his big game experience is well documented. He's completed 69% of his passes in the playoffs. Michael Irvin is more than capable of making the huge play, while Kevin Williams has become another Cowboy weapon. Oh, and let's not forget the Dion factor. After overcoming media scrutiny and a late-season slump, one factor has emerged in this Cowboy team. They're hungry. It's the Steelers and Cowboys, another chapter of a classic matchup. Super Bowl 30 in Tempe, Arizona. All right, and you may be interested to know that the USA Today Danny shared an opening line on that Super Bowl contest between Dallas and Pittsburgh, has established Dallas as an 11.5-point favorite. All right, in that contest, Bill Cowher, at 38 years of age, will become the youngest head coach to coach a Super Bowl team. Don Shula was the youngest at 39. Jimmy, some general thoughts about that matchup between Dallas and Pittsburgh?
Well, you know, I think because of the amount of talent on the Dallas team, they're still going to be the dominant team going in, just like they were against the Green Bay Packers. The only thing is the Pittsburgh Steelers can run the football. You know, if the defense of the Dallas Cowboys has a weakness, it's against the running game. And with Bam Morris and Eric Pegram, they'll be able to move the ball a little bit better than what some of these other
Jimmy
teams
said
have.
something last night at the dinner that I found interesting in talking to his team when it came to the first Super Bowl. He said, hey, we play this game out back in the parking lot on the practice field with nobody around, not in the Super Bowl, not in the NFC Championship game. We beat them every time. Dallas Cowboys are certainly the better team. It will show up on Super Bowl Sunday. Zone blitzing will give Dallas problems. They had problems with it with San Francisco. Obviously, their ability to run the ball. They become a little more multidimensional on offense. That's a key. Those are their key points on offense and defense. Terry, what do you think about the old Steelers? You getting emotional?
No, I'm not getting emotional, but I agree. I think Dallas easily, people would look at it and say it could possibly be another mismatch. But one thing, I've been watching this game today. Yes, Pittsburgh can run the ball a little bit better today than this team, Packers. But Green Bay had a lot of people open, Jimmy and Howie, in this ball game. And Brett Favre got off to a cold start, not a hot start. And it made a difference in this football game. But I do believe that Pittsburgh will be able to move the football against this. This is not an intimidating defense, although they did pick it up in the 4th quarter, which was the key.
You talk about Brett Favre. After starting 0 for 6, he did finish up with 21 of 39 for 306 yards. Okay, folks, we've got more coming your way here on the Fox Postgame Show. Big player stepping up big, Michael Irvin, none bigger indeed. 2 touchdown receptions on the day, 109 yards for Michael Irvin. We've got more coming your way from Texas Stadium after this. It happened in Super Bowls 10 and 13, and it will happen again in Super Bowl 30. It'll be Dallas and Pittsburgh. And back here for the Fox Post-Game Show, full complement here indeed. But let's talk a little bit about what happened in today's contest. Certainly the Green Bay Packers, who had not turned the ball over in 2 previous playoff games, did in fact occurred twice today. That led to 14 points. And we caught up with Mike Holmgren. Pam Oliver talked with him about what he thought was a turning point in the ball game.
All right, thanks a lot, JB. Coach, can you tell me where things started slipping away for you?
Well, I think Dallas played a fine offensive football game, and it really came down to turnovers. You know, we had the screen pass turnover early, and then in the fourth quarter, the interception by Brown. Otherwise, I thought it was a pretty good game.
Your emotions must be mixed. I'm sure you're disappointed, but on one hand, you've got to be extremely proud of these guys.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the way the team played this year, and I think we exceeded expectations, but it's very hard right now.
People don't really know what it's like to even get this far. Can you just explain to us how you go on and what you do now, and what are some of your thoughts at this point?
Well, I had made plans to go to Phoenix, and so now that changes. As a coaching staff, we coach the Pro Bowl in a couple of weeks. The players, we'll have a team meeting tomorrow and kind of iron some things out. We'll have a little toast on the airplane tonight. I had some champagne brought on, but and I'm still going to toast the team as a special group of people.
How long does this hurt, Coach?
For me, it'll hurt a long time. The winning, you can't enjoy the winning as much as the losing hurts, and that's too bad.
Class guy, class team. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Let's go back to James Brown.
All right, Pam, well, for the old quarterback, Mike Holmgren, indeed it hurts, but he did a sensational job this year along with the rest of that staff. Congratulations and hats off to the Green Bay Packers. All right, two guys who called their 15th straight NFC Championship game. Certainly they've got some thoughts on it. Right now, let's take you up to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
All right, JB, and that was our, John and my 12th Cowboy game this year, so obviously we know them pretty well. I thought that was sort of a pattern they've developed over the years. They just wore them down, like has been said over and over.
Yeah, and they improved. I think they're a better team now. They were pretty good at Thanksgiving. Then they had some injuries, and they seemed to go down, and then they started to come back. And I think that any time the Cowboys get in trouble, line and Emmitt Smith, I think that is a great security blanket for Troy Aikman, because he also knows that just about any time he has to throw the ball, that he's going to have Michael Irvin out there. He has Jay Novacek, and he has so many things to work with. And when that team gets hot, they get Charles Haley back. I think that the Cowboys can get back to a stage, Pat, where they're unbeatable.
I think you're absolutely right. You remember last year, the first game we did last season was Barry Switzer's first game as the Cowboy head coach. That was against Pittsburgh, and they pretty well dominated the Steelers in that contest. You know, the Cowboys have been described as not a team that had a lot of fun, didn't know how to have fun, but believe me, there are those around who do know how to have fun. This just took place a few moments ago down on the field at Texas Stadium. He's got it down, doesn't he, JB?
Pat, I would say he has it down. As a matter of fact, he dances a whole lot better than our good old lovable redneck right here. Right?
Hey, I square dance with the best of them now.
All right, folks, we've got more post-game show coming your way. We're going to bring all that to you, as well as take a look at what happened to the Packers. Cowboys defense did a nice job. 2 picks on the afternoon, one of them by Larry Brown, a career year for him. He has 7. Back with more. Boys win it 38-27 over the Green Bay Packers to advance to Super Bowl 30. And one bit of serious news to pass along to your way. Gil Haskell, the wide receivers coach of the Dallas Cowboys, 52 years of age, right now is in serious condition with a head injury in a local hospital. That, according to the Packers team physician, Dr. John Gray, and we certainly all wish him the very best and a healthy recovery indeed. Fellas, it's been an outstanding season. We wrap up our second year here on Fox, and you've got a little presentation to make to Big Boy.
You know, we always promote around here. One of the things, Howie's got a movie coming out called The Broken Arrow, and look, Howie got top billing. Travolta and this other guy.
That's the real one down here, Terry.
The thing is, does John Travolta understand that?
Down here. Yeah, that's the one they made up for me. February 9th. Theaters around the country, John Travolta.
As if you haven't been in love with him enough.
I'll be there.
It has been real.
Hey,
Good luck, I'll miss you dearly.
Hey, now you guys be nice to me next year, all right?
Where's the jacket? Where's the jacket?
Oh, well.
Where's the jacket? Oh, yeah.
He went for it. What is the deal?
This is what we will see Jimmy in from here on out. The Cowboys faithful.
Pick is in. The Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys in New Orleans, covered by Fox.
Most of the Cowboy faithful here don't like seeing that, but they are happy for you, though, Jimmy, and we do wish you the very best.
We will miss you dearly.
Hey, it has been an absolute ball. I really have enjoyed it. It's been fun. It sure hasn't been work. Not with you guys. It's been fun.
Time to go back to work.
Yeah, it is time to go back to work.
As the NBC people said earlier, we do wish you the best. You will be over in the AFC. NBC will love to have him over there. We will miss him. Folks, we could not part and close up this show without a most appropriate tribute to a guy who has indeed been classed the best coach and talent evaluator in the game, Fox's own Jimmy Johnson.
What's this stuff back here? That has to be his. Look, there's a fish going by. We're looking at Jimmy Johnson. A fish just flew right by his head.
JB, I tell you what, just a few minutes before kickoff, I'm going to go diving for some lobster. See you later. Whoa, gotta go. When you're on this football team, you do it my way. I call my own plays. Not with this football team, you don't. Yeah, well, then trade me then. I will trade you. I'll set your rear end right on the bench. You got it?
You wouldn't really do that, though.
Oh, I'd do it in a minute.
Howie, what team do you think he's going to pick? Or do you think he might just stay here with us?
I don't know. I thought I had it figured out, but I'll tell you this. Whatever team he does pick, you can bet Jimmy's got all the angles covered.
Come on, baby. I need a decision. Try again tomorrow.
How's your wife, Charla, and your two daughters, Erin and Rachel? Huh? Are they doing all right?
There, Coach, they're doing just fine. Thanks for asking.
Hey, by the way, watch that left offensive tackle for them today. He holds a lot. Number 71. Watch him for me, okay? Howie, if I was talking to this team before we took the field, I would plant some positive seeds. I'd say, listen, we're the best team. We've got the most talent. Protect the football and make plays. And I don't know who's going to make the play. It may be Michael, maybe Kevin. Dion, you might get a pick. Troy, you make the throw. But make the plays. You go out there and protect the football and make the plays, and we'll win this ball game. Let's go.
Out of bounds was the Champagne Cordells, and the Mills brothers were great singers. This Mills has great footwork. But the AFC title was still up for grabs at the